Although let's take you to the coast where KTN's Ferdinand Omondi is, of course, standing by with what's happening at the coast. Remember, of course, it is Mombasa. It is a coast. It is a region that has, of course, a lot of history on it. Of course, it has several counties. It is a place that the founding president, Kenyatta, loved. And, of course, let's now take a look at Ferdinand Omondi's story on that.
Johnston Muigai Kenyatta, or simply Jomo Kenyatta, Kenya's first president and founding father of the republic, a man whose legacy is as revered by some as it is criticized by others. Kenyatta took over the reign of the country upon Kenya's independence in 1963 as prime minister. A year later, Kenya became a republic and Kenyatta became president. He appointed Jaramogi Oginga Odinga as his first vice president, a fitting reward for a man who refused to form the first African government until Kenyatta was released from prison. However, their relationship would soon break down over ideological differences, setting the stage for one of the most bitter family and, by extension, community rivalries that have haunted this country to date. His first cabinet largely included statesmen and people who were instrumental in the march to independence. They were Thomas Mboya, James Gishuru, Joseph Murumbi, Mbiu Koinange, Bruce Mackenzie, Lawrence Sagini, Achieng Oneko, and Jackson Angaine. Mzee Kasi Mwamzandi, one of the few surviving former MPs of the first parliament, has memories of a strong-headed man.
Kenyatta alikuwa akitoa directive, fanya hii, nataka hili lifanywa hapa, atataka kujua limefanywa ama halikufanywa.
Kenya's first parliament had two parties, KANU and KADU. KANU was largely leaning to Western ideologies and a unitary system of government. KADU, led by the late Ronald Ngala, fronted for federalism or Majimbo, but lost the 1963 elections and dissolved a year later to join KANU.
President wa party wakati ule hataki mambo ya Majimbo na nini. Iko method watatumia kutishia wale wabunge wa opposition wa KADU. Taona huyu ameshtakiwa na kosa ambalo halijui yule, na unaambiwa ukicross floor hakuna kesi taondoa.
However, this union did not last long when Oginga fell out with the president, resigned his post as vice president, and formed the Kenya People's Union in 1966.
Strategy ilipangwa ya kwamba tutaka kumtoa Jaramogi, kila province aekwe vice president. Mzee Odinga kai question, kwa nini iwe hivi? Sasa mimi ni president, vice president wa nini kama kuna wengine 7? Ndipo alipokasirika akatoka kwenye Limuru conference.
Kenyatta responded by consolidating power and placing his tribesmen in the most powerful government offices. The friction between the president and Jaramogi peaked in 1969 when the pair exchanged bitter words at a public rally in Kisumu, resulting in riots in which 11 people were killed and scores others injured. Kenyatta banned Jaramogi's party and threw him into prison, where he stayed for 2 years. He would be exiled from Kenya's politics until Kenyatta's death in 1978. Critics accuse the first president of setting the stage for corruption, nepotism, tribalism, and many other ills that successive governments have inherited to date. He consolidated his power by appointing close relatives and tribal cronies to power, who used their positions to become fabulously rich. Kenyatta's government is also accused of unfairly redistributing land regained from the colonialists, with the bulk of it alleged to have gone to his own family and political and business benefactors at the expense of genuine landowners. And it is during his regime that Kenya experienced the first wave of political assassinations, the most famous names being Pio Gama Pinto, J.M. Kariuki and Tom Mboya, all perceived to have been threats to his presidency.
Mtaja vibaya Kenyatta, utapigwa na vita pia vijui vyatoka pia, afikiri pia vyatoka mbinguni.
Mzee Jomo Kenyatta had a soft spot for Mombasa, where he spent many of his holidays. So frequent was he around here that some local storylines even suggested that Kenyatta was a Digo. His favorite spot was Msambweni, where he would go swimming and to be entertained by the traditional Digo performers. In 1978, Kenyatta is said to have fallen ill while being entertained by this mango tree in Msambweni. The old men say Kenya's first president, in fact, died while seated on a chair under this tree, around which Jomo Kenyatta Primary School Msambweni is now built.
Kuonekana president alikuwa na mapenzi sana na hapa pahali. Ndio pengine President Moi akaona ni muhimu zaidi ili hapa pahali pazidi kukumbukwa, aweze kujenga shule kama hii ili pawe kama makumbusho.
Ferdinand Omondi, KTN, Mombasa.